There we go. The first thing we would like to do is a territorial acknowledgement. So this is something that most institutions in Canada are doing right now. The University of Waterloo acknowledges that much of our work takes place on the traditional territory of the Neutral, Anishinaabe, and Haudenosaunee people. Our main campus is situated on the Haldimand Tract, land granted to the Six Nations that includes 6 miles on each side of the Grand River. Our active work towards reconciliation takes place across our campuses through research, learning, teaching, and community building. It is coordinated within our Indigenous Relations Office. So I just want to send out a quick thank you to you, our participants, for attending this session. Thank you for giving us your time. To the committee members, the Active Learning Conference, to Vicky for putting up with all of our emails back and forth, and to Jamie for chairing the session. Thanks, Jamie. So the idea of this session and all sessions that Agnes and I do is if we tell you, you will probably forget. What we want to do is teach you so that you remember and involve you as much as possible so that you learn. Agnes and I have been doing active learning sessions for a number of years now. We find it more beneficial for us, the presenters, as well as you, the participants, to ask the questions as we go. So as opposed to saving time at the end, if you've got something that comes up, please just pop into the chat and we'll try and address situations as they come up. So what we're going to be doing is talking about Zotero. It's citation management software, and it's basically free. So it's open source software. A lot of people are working on developing it. It's not really owned by any one individual. It's available to everyone with an internet connection. Another nice part about it is it works online and offline, offers access to over 10,000 citation styles. So it's got our APA, it's got our MLA, it's got our Chicago, it's got our Trebadian. And also, if you're publishing for the Journal of whatever the heck it is, there's a high probability that the Journal of whatever the heck it is will have its own unique citation style. The idea that it works with Word, Google Docs, LibreOffice, and it's got plugins for most of the common browsers, and it works on both the PC and the Mac. One thing that the University of Waterloo is currently doing is subscribing to the institutional storage, which makes this software so much more powerful. Is this me or is this you? This is me. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about University of Waterloo case studies. Integrated in our session, we're going to have you do some active learning bits also. So we're going to be creating a new collection within Zotero software. We're going to hop into Eric, do a search, get the full text of that. We're going to have you join a group library, move your items into a group library, and hopefully investigate the annotating of PDFs, depending on if you guys ask questions and any divergence that we go through. So our usual session objectives is we show the students, the research groups, whoever the heck it is we're working with at the time, how to import material from various information sources. So they have to find something, they need to get a copy of whatever the heck it is and work with some evaluation in there, and also add the citation to their papers, journal articles, whatever the heck it is they're writing. So for University of Waterloo case studies, what we're going to be doing is talking about 5 different things. One is using citation software just to bring citations into Zotero and write papers. So this is what most of our undergrads are doing. Everyone needs to know this bit. We've also worked with groups and used Zotero as an extended repository of citations. We've used it to create full text repositories of material. We've got a group that used it to co-author a textbook. And also Agnes and I and a colleague have used it to create keywords lists for systematic reviews. It's incredibly powerful software. It does incredible things, but we don't think the initial interface is really easy, which is why we've been teaching it all over the place.
Okay, so we would like to take you to our first and present to you our first case scenario when we use the Zotero as a citation software. Here's a list of many different courses. This is just a sample from within the last few months where we taught this software to the classes, to a group of researchers, graduate students, undergraduate students, as well as staff members at the staff conference at University of Waterloo. Okay, So what we would like to do today with you, those of you who do not have Zotero account, we would like you to go to zotero.org and download software for whatever platform you're using, whether it's PC or Mac. Zotero is good for both. Once you've done that, please download plugin for the browser and register for an account. And you'll need to confirm that with your email. We just wanted to know if any of you, if there's people who do not have Zotero.
So if you could put this into the chat, that would be appreciated. We'll take a minute to pause here. So either yes, you have Zotero, or no, you don't have Zotero, and we'll walk you through the process of getting it.
Okay.
Our first person is a no, so we're going to teach the lowest common denominator. So we're going to hop into Zotero and show you guys how to get an account.
Okay.
Can I just check really quick? Do we need the browser plugin and the browser extension and the desktop app, or is it okay to just have one?
It is useful when you have both.
Got it. Okay.
I'm sorry, is that 2 accounts for the same thing?
No, you are just signing. So you are creating one account, and it's the same username and same password for desktop Zotero and web version. So basically, what you are going to do, you are going to download the desktop version to use it when you are working on your laptop or on your computer. In case you want to access your Zotero database and you don't have access to your own devices, you can use any public computer in the library to access your Zotero account. So that's the, and also there are different things you can, when it comes to creating groups, you need to work with and use the Zotero web version.
So I'm going to be referring to the online version as the web version. So if you guys go to zotero.org, the other thing that we're going to be referring to is the Zotero desktop, and it looks like this. So it's a standalone program that you download for your computer as a plugin. So once you get to zotero.org, if you cursor down the screen a little bit, you'll hit the download screen. If we go too fast, please pop into chat, and Agnes is monitoring our chat. So you click on the download. On the left-hand side, I see Zotero 6 for Windows. If you're playing with a Mac, it would probably say Zotero 6 for Mac. We want you to download that. And in my right-hand screen, I see Zotero connector to download the Zotero connector for Firefox.
So people are making comments that they are right now on the work computers, and I'm not sure if they will be able to download the software.
I think you can, because it's not really huge software. Please give it a try and let us know. If you can't, unfortunately, parts of this is going to be a demo as opposed to hands-on, which we would prefer.
So as you are working on it, I would like to just briefly touch on how the usual class looks like. Before we even come to the class, we have a discussion with the instructor, trying to understand what are the students' needs. Often our sessions are very specific and tied to the assignment. And so our typical questions we would be asking of the instructor would be what databases do they usually use? What do they actually need for their assignment? Do they need to cite just academic peer-reviewed journal articles, or in some cases students also needed to access reports or images for architecture students, the session we did. They also sometimes side websites and blogs. So all that information we take into consideration when we are teaching students how to do that. We also, very important information we need to know before the session is what citation style do they use, as we want to guide them through the some basics of that citation style, but also how to set up the account so that style is a default. We also look at the syllabus and see what exactly do they need for the specific assignments. Okay.
So we've seen some indication in the chat that some people have been successful. So the other thing that we need you to do is on the top right-hand side in your Zotero.org screen is register. So we need you to register for an account. So register for a free account, and then what it's going to do is send you a message in your email confirming that you are who you say you are and that you want the account.
So once you're ready, we would like you to open your Zotero desktop, and we'll teach you how to create folders, because these folders will be useful later.
Do you want to do that now? Then?
I'm not sure. Are people already in?
Can we get a yes or no? You've created your account successfully, or no, you have not, and you require more time, please. And please reply in the chat. More time, please. Certainly.
Okay.
Are you stuck on something? Can we help you out? Just filling out the form. Okay, great.
And just to quickly check, Tim and Agnes, if colleagues aren't able to download for whatever reason, they're still able to follow along, I guess, from the kind of screen share.
Certainly. And the other thing, we're going to walk you through all those steps. We like the tactile learning. So generally, when we're teaching a session, we tell the people what we're going to do. We do it. And as we're doing it, we describe where on the screen we're going so they can hear it, see it. And again, our best is the tactile also, so that they're doing it. It really reinforces the learning of specific skills.
So as you can see on the shared screen, we are in our desktop Zotero, and when you are new to Zotero, you most likely won't see.
Okay, quick pause. Are we waiting for anyone, or are we all up to speed? So I need a yes, we should continue, or a no, still working on it. In the chat, please.
Okay, we have one yes. Ready, yes. Okay. It looks great. Okay, so most likely in your new Zotero created account, you don't see all those folders and group libraries, what we have here, but we've been working with Zotero for quite some time, so that's the reason why we have it. So what we would like to you to do, you click on the folder in the upper left-hand corner. The folder will, clicking on it, will allow you to create a new folder. So we would like you to create a folder with your initials, underscore, and ALC.
Initials.
So underscore and ALC. And I'm going to click OK.
You were in the wrong spot.
I was in the wrong spot. No problem.
So when you're doing it, you want to make sure you have the cursor in the library that you want to add it to. So the libraries are the dark brown colors, and Agnes is just going to click on the beige for me again.
And Tim is going to type again the name of the folder. And now the folder appeared here. Okay. So once you've done that, we would like to import some references into that folder. And again, the important part of this is to make highlight the folder you want the citation to be placed into. So what I'm going to do right now is
Can we just pause for one
Yeah.
quick second? When we initially did it, we had our folder or our cursor in the wrong location. So I'm just going to delete this collection in items just to make sure that we're clean to start with.
So the important part is to have the folder highlighted. Otherwise, as you noticed previously, it put the folder into wrong spot. So if I had my cursor somewhere else, it would put the citation into that folder somewhere else. So in order to make Zotero place it in the right spot, make sure you click on that folder. And I'm going to switch the screen and now go to ERIC. ERIC is the educational database, and we are if you would like to go to ERIC, it's eric.ed.gov. We can put it in chat. So let's put the link into the chat. Okay, so I'm going to search ERIC for active learning. It's one of the terms what you can search for in ERIC. ERIC is the educational database. Some of you might be familiar with it through ProQuest. We are using the free version, so anyone can access it. As you can see, there is quite a number of articles. Some of them you can go through a number of pages. You can sort or kind of put the limits regarding the publication date and so on. We're not going to spend too much time on that. The one thing I want to mention is whenever you are using a database, catalog, website, make sure you scroll down before you save anything to Zotero, because Zotero sees on the page as the page is downloaded. If the page has not loaded fully, sometimes when you have more than 50 results displaying on the page, it takes a little bit to display them. Zotero would not see it. So in order to save those some of those citations, some of those articles into Zotero, I'm going to click on the folder in the upper right-hand corner. And those of you who are using Mac, it's in a different spot. Is it in the different spot? No, it's the same spot. So you might, depending on the different browsers, you may see different. We're using Firefox, but let's click on that. Yeah.
The very first time you use it, instead of seeing a folder or anything else, you'll see a Z in the top right. So what I would like you to do is in the chat indicate, yes, you have the Zotero plugin installed for your browser, or no, you do not. And if you don't, we'll get you up to speed with working with that. So while you're putting in yes, we're good to go, or no, we have an issue, I'm just going to bring us back up to speed in the chat and look at some of the questions. Someone was asking about a comparison between Zotero, Mendeley, and EndNote. Mendeley was absolutely fantastic a number of years ago. I think it's declining. You may or may not know that Mendeley is owned by Elsevier, which also owns Scopus, so incredibly powerful in the publishing industry. I don't think Mendeley is as good as it was, and I see it on major decline. EndNote is really good, but it costs money. Zotero is absolutely free. So a lot of EndNote users, when they bring in additional people, as opposed to picking up those additional licenses, they're switching to Zotero. The functionality between the two is very similar. We're pushing Zotero because, again, it's free. Another question was, can you easily import other databases in Zotero? Yes. So what we're doing is showing you the easiest way to do it. We've done our search in the database. We see that magic little folder symbol. We can do our import automatically. Also works with Google Scholar beautifully. On campus here, we have Scopus, we have PsycInfo, we have a lot of different databases. Some of them require us to use the importing through an RIS format. This is how to do it through the browser connection. Are there any outstanding questions? Okay, so are we waiting for anyone to get the plugin for a browser installed? So I see a yes, good to go from Anna. I don't see anyone else's replies here.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to select some of those articles. 4, 5, 6, 8. Okay, I selected some of the articles and I just click OK. As you are seeing the box appeared in the on the left, on the right-hand side on the screen. And as Zotero is harvesting the metadata and in some cases full text, the text from gray is turning to black. And you can see it right now working. And it's showing me what whether it's already done or not. If I keep my cursor on that box, it will stay. But as soon as I move it, when it's done, the box will disappear. Like this. Okay. So let's move back to our Zotero desktop. And as you can see in the Teams folder, I have all these articles I just brought from Eric. Some of them already have full text PDF attached. So this is great. You don't have to do any extra step with bringing full text. Were you successful with bringing your own articles into your Zotero database?
So we're hoping for yeses, but if you weren't able to do that, please let us know.
I was not. Could you just recap the stage? So I've got the browser extension, and then I'm in Eric, but I missed how you actually import them into.
Okay, so the important part is make your put your cursor into the folder where you want Zotero to store your citation. Then I'm going back to Eric. I will scroll down a little bit so I grab different articles. In the upper right-hand corner, there.
Do you have that saved to Zotero bar in your browser?
I have an icon, but it's different icon. It's like it's like a gray A4 piece of paper rather than a folder.
Okay, so when that happens, Zotero is not seeing the page with citations. It's seeing the page and it will allow you to do a screenshot. If you ever have that, refresh your screen and it should switch to a folder.
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Zotero is absolutely fantastic for grabbing blogs, web pages, and that type of thing. So if you click on the A4 piece of paper, what it's going to do is a screen capture, and it would treat it like a web page, which is really cool if you're on a web page, not so cool if you're on a page with citations. So that's how to get the two to transition. So I'm afraid I don't know how to pronounce your name. Tag Reed?
Yeah, that's the closest thing to the name. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's a
You're
hard name.
indicating that you don't have the folder. Did you do the download?
No, the thing is, I don't have an icon in the Firefox. I can see different icons, but I can't see any icon that relates to Zotero. So I don't know if I have to bring it from the menu or the toolbar customization or something.
Okay, when you at the beginning, you downloaded the plugin for Firefox, though?
Yes.
Okay, so if you click on the puzzle piece, it should show you your extensions.
Yeah.
And what we need to do is find the Zoom extension. And with the little bolt symbol, what we want to do is pin it to the toolbar. And then it should appear along here.
Yes. Okay. Now I find it. Great. Thank you.
The very first time you use it, I believe it will be a Z or a Z.
Yes.
And then after you use it, you'll never see that Z or Z ever again. So we can't show you that part.
No. I found it. I found it and I pinned it. Thank you so much. I pinned it.
Okay. So just to recapture what we did, we clicked on the folder. It gave us a list of references what's being shown on the screen.
Doing
And I just picked random 3. And as it's working through and finding them, the titles in gray are changing to black. And it tells me whether it grabbed the full text. And the last article, there's open access PDF, but it tells me that it didn't grab it. So we can investigate that later. But I can clearly see first 2 articles were not only citations were saved, but also PDF. I move out of that box, the box should disappear. I move back to my Zotero and now see there is more articles in my folder than, so all of them are, and some of them I grabbed twice the same article. If this happens, do we want to address that now or later? Okay, if this happens that through, multiple searches you do on, multiple occasions, you happen to grab same article twice, whether it's from the same database or different database, Zotero allows you to deduplicate items before you start writing your paper. So you each should be able to see duplicate items
on the left-hand side.
On the left-hand side, sorry. And as you can see, I have, because we have more in this database, it's showing me all of my duplicates. When I click on the first duplicate, it tells me that there are 2 records of the same article, and it's up to me to check which one do I want to keep. And so I would, this doesn't, this looks like we grabbed it today, and so they are identical from the same database. However, if it happens that some of those articles are, some of the metadata looks different on one or the other, then you would pick one. This timestamp here indicates when the each of the citation was brought into the database. So it's up to you to pick the better metadata and merge. So let's say this was the best one and I want to merge these. And as I clicked on merge, it disappeared and gave me another set of my duplicates. And again, I could check which one do I want to keep and then merge. So that's how we can get rid of the duplicates. And you can quickly do it here. In this case, we have 3 articles. Let's pick this one and merge those 3. Okay, so in the right now we have no duplication and we're back to our folder where there is much less articles right now because there is only single instance for each. Okay. Case study number 2. Go back to the PowerPoint. Okay.
So case study number 2 was using Zotero as the extended repository of citations. So several of our research groups on campus wanted to create a location where they could all add citations to it and then potentially use those citations to cite material that they're working on. So what we did was created a similar outline to the initial section, but the big difference here was we created a shared group library. So as opposed to people having individual libraries, they all dump their citations into one. So what we would like you to do is we're going to add the material that we just brought in from Eric into a shared group area. So from the online version of Zotero, so this is at zotero.org. I'm just going to log into my account. And then what we would like you to do is go under groups. So at the top, there's several icons or several menu bars. You want to click on the groups menu bar. And if we're in a classroom, Agnes and I would be walking around behind you to make sure that you're keeping up. Do we need to go slower or are we okay? So I need thumbs up, thumbs down. Yes, if we're okay. No, if we need to repeat something or we need to go slower. Into the chat, please. I see thumbs up. I'm not seeing any negatives, so I'm going to continue. So under groups, what we would like you to do is on the left-hand side, down just a little bit, we have the option of searching for groups. The group that we would like you to search for is 2023. I like fish. Once you find it, on the top left-hand side, click on that icon. And then right about here on the right-hand side, there should be a reddish area saying request access. And what we need you to do is request access, and then we will add you to this group. I need you in the chat to see if anybody's having difficulties. So again, in the groups in Zotero.org, we want to search for the group and then search for 2023 I like fish, one word, no spaces. Once you get there, when you see the 2023 I like fish, top left-hand side, click on the icon at the very top. And then right-hand side, you're going to be requesting to join.
So some of you already joined and I gave you permission.
So we'll be accepting your requests as we continue this workshop. Anything?
I think we are all there.
Okay, so our next case study, is this me or you? This is you.
So could you just confirm that you all were able to get to that to join that group? Because I let you join, but yeah.
I see a hand up. What's your question? Or is that
Sorry.
everyone?
Yes, no, I was wondering if this to join other groups that are already set by other people, or what's the point of this group?
So
You'll see in a second.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry.
okay. So our next case study was to create a full text repository. We were contacted by an international research team called V2V, a global partnership, and they wanted to create a repository of their own work. These were the researchers from across the globe, but the director of the group is one of our faculty members, and there is quite a number of people from our environment faculty who are part of this group. And they work together with the researchers from Asia, Africa, South America, as well as some researchers in Canada who are not affiliated with University of Waterloo. So they were aiming to create a repository of their own articles, so other individuals from different research institutions who are part of this project could access those articles and read them and work together on them. So because the material was copyrighted, we helped them create, not only helped them create the private group library, but we gave them a 2-hour workshop where they set up their accounts like you did earlier today, as well as we taught them how to bring stuff from various databases into Zotero database. But the most important part for them was to create that private group library, what we just did with you, where we invited you to join the library. And so that was the end goal of that session. And for us, we followed all these, session outlines how to create database, like I said, And at the end, all the researchers were able to share the information and full text material with other members of the team. So that's the goal of the private group library, that the information cannot be shared with people outside of the group. So in this case, we would like you to take the Zotero, the folder you created in your desktop Zotero, and drag and drop it in the group library, which will, this will do, it will grab all the references you put into your folder you created in your desktop version and move it to the group library. So other members of this group will be able to view the references. So I'm going to switch the screen.
I think I've accepted everyone into the group library. So after Agnes does this, she'll show you how to refresh the screen. If you're not seeing it, please let me know and I'll hop back into Zotero and add you.
Okay, so we are.
To the right.
Okay, so I'm currently in my desktop Zotero. So what I'm going to do is just take that folder Tim created and I put citations from Eric into it and move it to 2023 I Like Fish folder, which just disappeared on me. Let's move it there. Okay, as you can see, Tim's folder is here. So because all of you,
somebody beat us to it.
Yeah,
Well done.
So we can see what you're put into your folder, and all of you can click on each other's folders and look at the references. Okay, so in case you already did it and you say, how come Agnes is not seeing it on the screen? I already moved my folder here. What I need to do, because Zotero may not do it automatically, in the right-hand upper corner, there is that circle arrow, green arrow. You just click on that, and what it does, it forces Zotero to sync the information from all of our databases in linked to that folder. So as Zotero is, that arrow is spinning, Zotero is bringing up-to-date information and folders if you put them into 2023 I Like Fish folder. So whenever you're working with Zotero and you think that something should be there, it's not there, click on that green arrow and it will sync the information. Sometimes if you work with big databases, like sometimes we do with systematic reviews, it may take a while, but it will get there.
Okay, so we've got a couple of people saying that they're not seeing the group tabs. If that's happened, what we would like you to do is in the Zotero desktop version, up to the top, we've got the menu bar. First one up is File, the second one over is Edit. So click on Edit. At the bottom of the Edit menu, there's Preferences. So under Preferences, what we're looking for is the second menu item over, which is Sync. We want to click on Sync. And this is where you can sync your Zotero account if it's not behaving nicely with everything on your computer. So I've got username Tireland@waterloo.ca. So if your Zotero information is not appearing here, pop it in and tell it to sync, and that should work for us. So click the refresh button and it worked. All libraries are on Helena's desktop. If I update the folder in my own library, does it automatically sync to the same folder in the group library? No. So I'm just going to get rid of my syncing bit. Each of these are individual. So the stuff that you put into my library does not automatically go into these group libraries. So what we did is we did some research on our own, and then we used it to share with the group. And the I Like Fish is a completely different library from the My Library. None of you can get into the My Library. All of you can get into the I Like Fish. And based on the way that we set it up, you can go in and modify other people's stuff. You can go into any of the PDFs. You should be able to access everything in the I Like Fish library. Which folder shall we go for? I'm not sure what that question means.
Does it mean which folder should we put it in? Yeah, you put it. I think you put it in the main group folder, the one that's 2023 I Like Fish. Is that right?
Correct. So what we did initially was we grabbed the folder and we brought it down to the I Like Fish and then released it. And my screen's jumping all over. Sorry about that. So we should be in the I Like Fish folder. Are we good with this? In the top bit where it's the dark brown, it's showing everything that everybody brought in, and the individual folders are what individuals brought in. So think of this as an iTunes. This is everything that you have in your library, and each of these is like a playlist. Is anyone stuck, or are we good to go? Thumbs up, thumbs down, a yes or a no in the chat would be appreciated.
Okay, looks like.
Okay, so back to our infamous PowerPoint.
You can go into.
So number 4 was using Zotero to co-author a book. We had a faculty member here at the University of Waterloo contact us and say, I've been given a book deal and I have all of the references from the book. All of the references need to be updated. And I'm also working with faculty members from the University of Alberta. So that's a province to the west of us, and Memorial University, which is a province way to the east of us. So what we did is we had them set up an account in MS Teams, and MS Teams was going to be the repository for the information, but they also wanted to work with Zotero in order to pop the citations in. So what we're going to do is we're going to open a Word document and we're going to insert citations from the group library in Zotero. Okay? So to open a Word document, what I'm going to do is go under my menu bar, and I'm going to open Word. Agnes and I play with a whole bunch of different software packages, which is why we get this bizarre error message. So I'm just going to say, okay. I'm going to move it down so I can see it, I hope. And I moved it right down. Let me try it from over here.
You can close.
How do we make that
navigation.
smaller?
Yeah, close the navigation X on the left-hand side. Down, 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 down. The navigation X. No, no. Okay, connect.
Yep. I wanted it down a bit so it wasn't on the menu bar.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
but that's okay.
Oops. Okay, do this side.
Okay, so we're in Word and I see a Zotero icon. So that's one I'm going to be pressing. You'll make sure that there's nothing weird coming from the chat. So this is an idea or thought that is not mine. So if we're writing a paper and we get to an idea or thought that's not ours, what do we have to do?
What's the question? Like,
We're writing-
reference it?
Yeah, so we need to reference it. So what we need to do is cite it. So I'm in Word. I've got the Zotero installed. So I'm going to click on the left-hand side where it says Add Edit Citation. And the first thing it asks me is, what citation style do you want? I'm the psychology librarian, so I usually select APA 7. Just glancing down here a little bit, we've got language and it says English US. So another option is the English UK, and we all love the UK English better than the US English. However, a lot of the people that did the writing of the software are from the States, and we found that if you choose the British version over the US version at this point, it messes with some of the citation styles. So sadly enough, please select the English US version, or basically don't change it. So I'm going to say APA, and I'm going to say OK. It then brings up this red bar with a Z or a Z on the left-hand side, and right next to the Z or Z is a little black down arrow. When I click on the little black down arrow, I can select the classic view. And it's basically saying, in your Zotero database, Tim, which library do you want to cite from? And because we're coordinating on a textbook, what I'm going to do is select the 2023 I Like Fish, and I want to cite the article from Arruda and Silva. So I click on it and say, OK, my bottom right, and it pops the citation in APA format. So this idea or thought was from many places. So if it's from many places, of course, what we do is we go under Add Edit Citation again. We have the magic Z or Z with a little down arrow. We can go back to the classic view. And this item was from Technologies and Tools. And I'm just going to see if I can move this up just a touch. Towards the bottom left, I see multiple sources. So I'm going to click on multiple sources. It opens up a new panel to my right. So I've already selected the Beretta article. I also want to select the faculty transition strategies. And when I do that, I have a little green arrow appearing between my middle and right hand task panes. So I'm going to click on the green arrow and push it over. And I can select as many of these as are relevant. And then bottom right is something that says OK. And then it pops them all in APA format for us. So what APA says is if you've got multiple citations in the same location, the order of the articles should be according to the first author last name. So we see Barbetta comes before Baston, comes before Eicholt.
So the question in chat is, can you use the control for multiple selection?
I don't know. I'm not going to attempt that at this point in time because we're running with multiple monitors and we're getting many bars cut off. So please try it on your own and please let us know. Okay. So the last thing that we usually show our students is this was fun. And although in APA, we usually say the article came from this book, read it. If we have a direct quote, we do need page numbers. So to add page numbers, what we do is we go back to our edit citation. We click to the right of the Z/Z, the little down black arrow, and we're going to go back into classic view. This quotation came from Unicorns in the World of Chemical Bonding Models. So we're going to select it. And on the right-hand side near the bottom, we've got a box that says page, and we'll say that was on page 78. And at the very bottom, we have our OK. We click on the OK, and it pops a page number in for us. We are done our paper. We type in the word references. We need to center that. So I'm going to hop to the home menu and tell it to center. I now have my cursor on the left-hand side again with the left justification. I need to hop back into Zotero and tell it to add or edit the bibliography. And it does that for us.
So Jamie is saying that he may have missed, how did you get Zotero as a word extension? You need to go back to the zotero.org and download the extension for Word.
Or if you go into your Zotero desktop, under Tools, so I'm on the Zotero desktop, the 1, 2, 3, 4th one over is Tools. And then from there, here's our browser. Shoot.
Insert browser.
No.
Is it add-ons? Like if you go tools and then add-ons? Yeah.
Tools and then add-ons. Is that where it was?
Seems to work for me. Like then
Yes, it
it
is.
brings up Zotero Word for Windows integration.
That's right.
Brilliant. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So losing my menu bars at the top here. Oh, bad feeling. Oh, there it is. Okay. So under the add-ons manager, we've got the Open Office option and the Zotero Word for Windows. So it should be enabled. If it's not, if it says disable, or if it says not enabled, I guess, enable it.
Yeah, I think it seems to enable it by default.
It should.
Hmm.
So
But
I
maybe
see
it depends on your version of Word or something.
it could. If we don't get through this, please contact Agnes and I. Our contact information is in the slides. We're more than happy to troubleshoot this one-on-one. I think it's incredibly powerful software, and please play with it. Question is, can we hide the author to keep the date only? So I'm going to hop back into Word. I'm going to say, this was, we're going to hide the author. This was in the Rude paper. And they said, if learning is the best. So I paraphrased it. It's not a direct quote, but I still need the citation. So what I can do is click on my Add Edit Citation, my Z or Z, black arrow down, classic view. I'm going to select the Aruda article, and one of our options down here is going to be to hide the author. Can you see that?
Sure.
Omit author, sorry, omit author is right here. And then we say okay. And then we just have the year. I think I want a space there.
We have 5 minutes left.
Are there any questions on that? Are we good?
5 minutes left.
Thanks, Jamie. Okay, so the last thing that we want you to kind of play around with, because it's kind of fun, is annotating PDFs. So we used it to create a keyword for our systematic review. What we would like you to do is from your desktop Zotero, open the PDF, and we're going to mess around with creating some annotations. So what that looks like is on our desktop Zotero. Are you doing this part?
No,
Sorry. Okay. So on our desktop Zotero, I know that Agnes brought in some PDFs. So if you want to go to our folder, you can do that. Everything in our folder is also in the 2023 I Like Fish main folder. So it's up to you where you want to go. So select something with a PDF. And I know that my second item down has a PDF because it's got the PDF icon. I'm going to click on it twice quickly to open it. And I'm now in my PDF. Does anyone need me to repeat that? Okay, so I'm in
Yes, please.
okay. I'm in my I Like Fish library. I'm in the TSI ALC folder. The second item down for me, and you should see this also, is the assessment and evaluation in active learning implementations. If I click on that item quickly, so 1, 2, twice quickly, it opens up my PDF. Are we good? Okay. From there, on the right-hand side, I've got 2 options. One is a whole bunch of lines. The other one is something that looks like a notepad. I'm going to click on the notepad. And the first item up is item notes. And there's a plus symbol to the right of it near the top. I'm going to click on the plus, and I'm going to add an item note. So now I can start annotating this. In the middle of my screen, I see something that looks like a highlighter. I'm going to click on the highlighter, and I'm going to highlight something because it looks like fun. So I'm going to highlight part of the text. I'm then going to push and hold, and then I can drag it over to my right-hand pane, release it, and there's a direct quote. So what I could do at this point in time is paraphrase this, modify stuff, if I wanted to bring something to the attention of the rest of my group, you should all be able to see these notes also. Are there any questions on this? We've got about a minute left. So I think we did everything that we said we would.
Do you want to show how to change the citation style in the Word?
Certainly. So Agnes has said, although we were brilliant in this paper, it was not accepted to an APA type journal. So Agnes wants to send it off to another journal. So what we can do is go under document preferences and then just select a different citation style. So in this case, I'm selecting the American Sociological Association, 6th edition. I say, okay. It goes through and it modifies my citation style to the new citation style. If for some reason it wasn't accepted at that journal, I could just keep selecting different styles. There is an abbreviated list at the top here. If you wanted to see additional styles, you could go under Manage Styles, and then I think there's an icon that says Additional Styles, and it will show you the 10,000 version or 10,000 different citation styles that are available. We are at 12 o'clock here in Canada, in Ontario. I think that's pretty much the end of our time allotment. Were there any outstanding questions before Jamie does a quick wrap up?
No, I just think that's really useful. I guess one thing would be if you're collaborating, how well does the syncing work? Like if one person's annotating a PDF and then someone else is annotating at the same time and one person saves it, like, do you get conflicts?
We haven't noticed any yet. Try it out. Let us know if you get conflicts. It would be very bizarre for two people to be working on the exact same PDF at exactly the same time. It could happen. We haven't tested that.
Okay, yeah, I guess it depends. I was just thinking you could use it as an active learning activity, right? To get multiple learners annotating a PDF or multiple staff members annotating a PDF at the same time.
It's a lot of fun. And to glance at the software, I don't think people realize what it will do, which is why we're offering these sessions, trying to promote and increase its usage among researchers, because it's open access and because so many people are interested in it and updating it, it's just getting better and better.
Yeah, I love the red tops, by the way.
We did not coordinate today, it just came in second, but this is not the first time it happened.
Maybe. Yeah, sure.
Too many red blouses in my closet.
Impressive synergy. It's great. I wish I got the memo.
Next time.
Yeah, you're clearly very in sync, which is a good thing. Yeah. I just to say, I thought Zotero was essentially a kind of reference catalog where you could just kind of store sources. So I had no idea about all these other amazing features, and especially with being able to have kind of a group folder and to annotate that, I can see that being so useful. And for me personally, I'm currently studying for my doctorate, and at the moment when I find kind of reading and sources, I just save them in like a very disorganized Word document, which I'm very ashamed to say, or I just kind of bookmark it in a folder. So this is going to be super useful for me personally. So yeah, really big thank you, Tim and Agnes.
If I may, just because it'll drive me crazy if I don't. If you have a PDF on your desktop, you can drag and drop it into Zotero. It will harvest the metadata, or it will try to harvest the metadata for you. So it's incredibly powerful doing that. If you got multiple citations in there and you don't have the PDFs, if you select them and right click, it will try and find the PDFs. One of the options is find available PDFs. It will go to all of the open source stuff. And if you're associated with a library, what you can do is have it linked to your library catalog. And if you've got the full text in there, it'll help you harvest it that way too. It's incredibly powerful.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, very, very exciting. And thank you both. It can be quite challenging to demonstrate a software when it's kind of logging in and downloading involved. But I thought it was really, really good workshop, and you took everyone through together. So thank you very much today. I wonder maybe if everybody could do a round of applause, if you can turn on microphones and or virtual hands. Lovely, brilliant. Well, a huge thank you to everybody. Huge thank you to Tim and Agnes. I have just put 2 links in the chat there. So one of them is the Padlet for the conference, and Tim and Agnes, I can see you've already uploaded your slides, so thank you so much for that as well. And so they're on there already.
Jimmy, can we just do a quick plug?
Yeah, of course.
Helena, if you want, contact us and we'll do a session for your students. That would be fun.
Oh, I was actually just gonna do kind of like the same kind of thing as you were doing, but yeah, no, if you wanted to,
If you're
I wouldn't
interested
say
in
no.
that would be a lot of fun for us. We can rant through Zoom, we can rant through other things. Contact us and we'll chat afterwards. But
Yeah.
we'd
No.
love to
It
know
would
this.
probably be something like a drop-in session, just getting as many students and people as possible to come. But yeah, no, I will
It'd be
do.
fun.
Thank you so much.